Go for it.
right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Click the little button. Click the little button.
A few moments later.
And we're live.
And you're
also thanks
live.
to
This thing
Naomi.
is up and running, man.
It is there. We're live.
LIVE live. Kickstarter is just launched. And of course, we'll get Aru over on the Niobe channel the next day or two, and he'll talk to us all about it over there. But right now, Robot Nation is alive.
Look at that. 29 days to go.
It's going to be a long 29 days, my friend.
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to be at an event called Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of that, Larry?
I don't know. Well, tell me a little bit about it.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go to the page because a couple of my friends are going. One's actually because it started today at 6 p.m. or something for like the special, event kind of like a VIP thing, right?
Right.
And because you were just at one recently, right? Week before last week or last week, wasn't it?
I was at our little local con here. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't tabling or anything. I was just hanging out.
So this is what it's a recent thing where they do it like twice a year. Usually it was just in October. Now it's like this weekend. So Armageddon. They should have a video here. Here we go.
Oh, Auckland. Maybe you'll run into Kyle Walker.
I'm not sure if he's coming, but it'll be cool if he was because
I'll find out. You guys can hook up, man. Yeah. Hang out.
I know we were just chatting. He's online with us, but I forgot to see if he was coming or not. So that's weird. I would have thought they had a better thing going on with that. Give me one sec.
Yeah, you do your thing, brother.
So here we go. Is this a better
now you got to put the link for your Kickstarter into your own chat there, right?
Yeah, it's I'll reboot that link there.
Let's get everyone in. Anyone watching, go ahead, click the link and check it out, man. Robot Nation.
There you go. So that's there. Now, this one here, right? This So this is who they got lined up. They got John Barrowman from Doctor Who, but really from
well, if there's a Doctor Who guy, you know Kyle's going.
Yeah. He actually got a photo with Doctor Who yesterday. From the last one, the older guy. And he hit on his page, it came across my page. And of course you've got is that T5000 or whatever his name is? From Terminator 2. And then you've got like animators from Rick and Morty. You got anime guests and cosplayers and everything like that, game designers and so on. Now, general info. So we'll pop over to the general info so we get a bit of information off there because they've got a bit more information. So there's a couple of our friends going up, and this is part of the New Zealand, what they call New Zealand comic scene. And so they'll be doing that. Now, the great thing about this is it's only, it's not too expensive for what is on offer. You can do a whole, like big, huge package deals like friggin', $500 for the Star Pass to meet all your, people, famous people, whatever, celebs. But then you've got like the ultra, look at this, grand, and you get all this other stuff, right? But this is the whole thing for this year. You can buy a pin for $30, right? That's got the 2024.
Yeah.
Next year is going to be their 30th year, so it's going to be major for them, 30th anniversary. So I'm quite excited. I'm definitely going to be going for that. So the guests, right? Yeah. So these are the guests. So you got John Barrowman, Robert Patrick. That's what I couldn't remember his name, right? So Robert Patrick from Terminator 2. He's the one that morphs into things. And then you've got Tamura Morrison, of course, the Star Wars Clone Wars fame and prequels, and of course, what was it called? Like the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, the Bounty Hunter. Then you got John Barrowman.
Well,
Then
that's
you've got
that's Boba Fett. I mean,
that's it, Boba Fett.
so that guy there, he was in the Clone Wars movies as Boba Fett, and then later in the Disney series, he played Boba Fett again.
Mm. Yeah, the TV series there. So I don't know who Luke. Oh, I kind of know Luke Baines.
Yeah, he looks familiar. I'm trying to picture where he's from, but
there we go. So he's from. So you get $60 for a photo with him if you want.
yeah.
But they got spot finals. So I guess he's a bit more famous. Is an English-born Australian actor, author, and filmmaker. Netflix freeform fantasy drama series Shadowhunters. Now that's recent series, isn't it?
Is it? I mean, I don't know.
Let me just I'll do an IMDb.
I'm more curious on the comic guests if they got any.
Oh, very minimal. Yeah. So I'll tell you, there's only two, and so this is a series with Shadowhunters. I think I've read the book. I read the first book or something because I thought it was quite interesting.
We are at war. Valentine is raising a new army.
Like werewolves and
One of our own.
vampires.
We both want the same thing. To save this world.
If you kill him, you kill a part of me.
You don't have to protect me anymore.
You think you understand this world, but you
Redheads.
don't.
You really think love will keep you from hurting your family and friends?
Jace is not your blood.
He's closer than blood.
Kind of reminds me of like a Twilight thing or something.
Werewolves and all
We
that.
do.
In Kento.
The worst vampire ever.
Yeah. So that's that. So he's part of that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And that series. So let's pop out of there. Let's go back to Luke Baines. Yes. So he's also in The Girl in the Photographs. And is this upcoming? Oh no, it's 2018. So Silver Lake. I think it's a Wes Craven. So Wes Craven, right? Horror and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So he was. Credits include untitled horror movie, sci-fi channels, Truth or Dare. So he's been a bit in a lot. So the other, one that kind of thinks for us is the fact that he's been in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Mandalorian. Right. So let's go and see who this one is. So this lady, I kind of know her face, but I don't know what she's from. The Good Place. Do you remember watching The Good Place, dude?
Not really.
It's like Purgatory, and it's a comedy thing, like a half an hour comedy show. So that was interesting. So it's kind of it's kind of like a must see comedy for that sort of thing. Kind of enjoyed it, to be honest. It was quite good. And then of course you've got animation guests.
Yeah.
So you've got from The Witcher. Now who's this dude? So Doug Cook, right, is an American actor, director, and acting teacher living in the United Kingdom. For over 20 years, he has worked in theater, film, television, radio, video games, and corporate video. Right. So what did he do for The Witcher? Is he the voice? In Baldur's Gate 3. So
Well, that's a pretty popular game right now.
Reformer, yeah. So he's a voice actor.
Yeah, well, most of them are. I think that you're going to see there now, right? Any of those animation guys, the Rick and Morty guys,
So the voice of what is this? So they don't know about health, commitments and work. Usually sometimes because they're coming all the way over here, some people drop out at the last minute. It's been kind of like bad if you got a big name, do that. Because a lot of people go just for the big name.
Sure.
So yeah, kind of a bit bummer when that happens, but you can't really blame them because it's like a 12-hour flight.
Well, you know, and shit happens. Sometimes people get sick or whatever, you know. You
So
got
you've got,
X-Men 97 guy there, Magneto.
excuse me, yeah, and then you've got like, I'll get to that one. So you got like don't know who these guys are, but like more voice actors, right? Oh, right. His first acting appearance was Bilbo Baggins in school production. So you've got this dude who don't know much about, but is he like supposed to be like the voice, the new voice or something?
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to
Wow.
be the old guy. I mean,
Yeah, they got rid of him, even though
right?
he was, nothing. He did nothing. But they don't do that, right? They don't bring them back after they, they ruined their lives.
Well, it's very hard. I mean, I recently got uncanceled, but it's fucking tough.
Yeah, man, that was. I mean, it was good to see that happen with you. Like, it's really weird what people try to cancel.
And I'm
people
not
over.
even sure between you and I if I'm really uncanceled. You know, we'll find
Yeah.
out. You know.
Yeah. So I guess voice of Morty is coming. Morty. Of course, I'm a Rick and Morty fan, but not, not anymore kind of thing. I don't like that whole idea of cancellation and destroying a man's life that way. So then you've also got Spencer Grammer, Adult Swim. So she's been on Adult Swim science fiction series, and Casey Cartwright and Family. Don't know Family. And of course, we're down to. I'm still like amazed that like Attack on Titan is still so popular. Even though it's like closing up. I think it's already final season or something. So you've got a voice actor here of Attack on Titan. There's no, and of course Sword Art Online as well. So he plays Miraculous as well. Big names. Oh, bless. Yeah. And you got Veronica Taylor from Pokemon. Wait, Pokemon. So what voices? Oh, she's on Mobile Suit, Gundam Mobile Suit. You got
It's a Gundam.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Ikitosen. I like Ikitosen. You ever watched Ikitosen, man?
I don't even know what it is, man.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. It's like a battle school, martial arts battle school. Who old legends are reborn as like spiritual beings inside people, right? And so these young kids have like the souls of these older people, like fighters. So it's like Japanese history of generals and all that, and these college students or high school students. And the main character is this one here. This one here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty full on. Let me just see if I can find it. It's fun. It's like she's over aggressive, like she just likes to fight, and like to have a female, they're just like keen as that. Like, and this is like around about 2003 is when the anime came out, and so since we here, let's. I wonder if she's the voice of that character, but it's just fun. So this is
Everyone wants a piece of the new girl in town, but nothing gets Hakufu going like a brutal street brawl. The students of 7 rival schools are guided by the spirits of ancient warriors and must battle their way through the latest clash in a centuries-old war. Hakufu's path has been decided, but her destiny comes with a dark side. Ikitosen, coming soon.
So it's what they call eroge.
Okay.
Mature.
Sure.
But it's just hardcore martial arts. Like she's like, you want to fight? Is that why you're here? And Nick straight away just into it. Kind of like a comedy take on on that sort of like not being like just martial arts movie. It's more like comedy mixed in with that, but also hardcore series, but also ROJ. Yeah. So I guess usually, I mean, I'd have them like here we go. So she goes, the most famous for playing lead character Ash Ketchum, and it's Pokemon. So she's wait, isn't Ash the main? Yeah, Ash is the main character, right, in Pokemon.
Yes.
So voiced by a female. No, you only have to be a dude.
Well,
Man.
Art Simpson is voiced by a female.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like you have to represent your character, because Apu can't be represented by a white dude. It's got to be Indian. It's got to be Indian doing that. So why is it okay, to have a female do that and not moan and bitch about it, right? Fallacy. So she's also April O'Neil in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 2003, the good one, right? Slayers, another anime. Sailor Moon reboot, Yu-Gi-Oh, Alien 9, Bakuman, Galactic Railroad was pretty cool. So yeah, I actually would like to meet her, right? I mean, like she'd like friggin' get a signature, but like the lines will be thousands, because New Zealand is known for manga and anime fans, more so sadly than comics, because there's
I'm still curious to see what 2 comic guests you got.
Yeah. So let's here it is.
Well, right? You don't have to go through all these for me, because this is boring shit out of me. I mean, it's clear that you got some voice actors, some people.
So Dean Rankin, our Aussie mate over there, he's coming. I've interviewed on our channel, and I've actually met him previously in 2019, and he's coming over, and he's like, does the drawings or illustrations for Rick and Morty, and he's also done some Simpsons and stuff as well. And I've actually got a really cool thing that from a couple of years ago when he was last here. Oops. Of his Joker.
Oh yeah, oh, look at that.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Right. So I got that from him, and I think, there was, do you know Don Dave Johnson?
Not personally. We haven't hung out in a
his
while.
name is Devil Pig on DeviantArt. So he was here, got him to do that as well, and then of course he had this one here signed lithograph as well. So that's a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan of Punisher, so this is my favorite. But yeah, I'm gonna, hopefully Dean's got new work, but he's also right now he's got a what was it called? Death Metal Elves, a book he's just recently released called Death Metal Elves, and so that's going to be pretty cool. So this is him here, and I'm not sure if you've ever, if you've seen him before, but
no, I've never seen him before. No.
Yeah, so I've done an interview with him on our channel, and let me see if I'll put that in the link for folks later if they want to see Dean. And I was just talking, like, he's on my Facebook, so I was just talking with him earlier. So he's a Ledger and Stanley Award-winning comic book artist, illustrator, and writer, best known for his work on Simpsons comics and Rick and Morty. So you get all this like list of stuff he's done there, which is a lot. Invader Zim, Rocky and Bullwinkle, Hellboy Winter Special, and a whole bunch of others. Now, let me just here grab the link on our website for the interview, so in case people want to check it out later. And there we go. So now the next lot we've got, and you're looking at like the here, Matthew Waterson. So because you guys have been following X-Men 97, right? I haven't. So do you want to? Did you like look into this, like the voice actors and stuff with these
No,
people?
no.
No. Right. So they're saying that Matthew Waterson did Magneto. So I guess that's why there's a picture there. So what was the voice like on this time around, right? Because like I said, I haven't seen it. What was the voice for these guys? Their
I mean,
voice
most
on,
of them were brought back from the original cartoon. I don't know if Magneto was one of them, though. I don't know if this guy is new to the part or if he did it back in the day. I'm suspecting he's new to the part,
let me grab 97 and we'll be able to just check. So I want to bet.
Yeah, but was he in X-Men 92, like the original series? Because a lot of those people who were in the original X-Men Fox series came back to voice their parts in 97. I'm not sure if he's one of them, though. I'm not sure if he was in the original.
So Matthew Waterson, let me just pop over to there. And yeah, he was. Oh, no, wait. Am I looking at the new one? Yeah, no, sorry. I'm looking at the new one. Dang it. 97 animated series, right? So it's X-Men, the animated series. Matthew was from what I see, he wasn't.
Yeah, I think he's the new Magneto. So it's still cool. I mean, especially if he had like an X-Men 97 comic or something he could sign, that'd be all right. But I mean, all these guys seem to be charging for their signatures, and some of these signatures I'm seeing aren't cheap, $50-$60,
Yeah, I mean, like you look at this one here, autographs $50, man.
Yeah.
So that's around about $30 US.
Still, I mean, like a lot of people that you would meet here, like voice actor wise, would probably be free at a smaller show. $20 maybe for fucking, you know what I mean? Like fuck, you would have to pick one or two celebrities you really wanted to meet, and that's if you want to meet any of them, to get your photograph or your signing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're selling Funko Pops with signatures for $70.
Yeah.
See that pop vinyl? So that means they're signing Funkos for $70.
Yeah, and a photo costs $50 with them. So it used to be 40.
Yeah, it's a pretty expensive stuff, especially if you
one person
especially if you.
I went out of my way to get. Carry on, sorry.
Well, I mean, it's expensive if you're gonna meet all the celebrities. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I would go to a show like that to dig through comic book boxes. Walk up and down Artist Alley if there is one, and see any comic book guests. Like again, are there any comic book guests?
Yeah, so for me, that's what I go for, right? I've spent like 40 minutes talking to comic book guests like that at one time, or half an hour, just like sit there and just kind of interviewed, stole his life story and stuff. And so the only time I actually had a photo done professionally is of Amanda Tapping, and she's a British actress, and she had her own show called this is her here, called Sanctuary, but she's also been on SG-1 Stargate SG-1 Alaska, or no, Antarctica. Is it Alaska or Antarctica? Something
it's called Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah, Stargate Atlantis. So this is the one that I've got, of me and her. And so let me pop that out there. So there you go. This is way back when, like about 2012, maybe. No, about a decade back or so. Maybe no. Yeah, I think about 2010 or 2011, something like that. So yeah, that's the only time I actually paid for a photo, because I really love Sanctuary, and I think that's probably where the Howler story comes from with the comic book.
Right.
But so then you've got Major from, of course, Doctor Who, and one of our major Logan Swan, from who's a rugby league player So yeah, I think you're right in that sense. Like if you're going to these events, you're really going to make sure that, you know, especially if you're a comic book fan, you're there to buy a comic book, meet the comic book artist, comic book writer, you know, and get signatures on specific books that they might have worked on, and pick up some art by them, right? When it comes to celebrities, I'm not so much going out looking for celebrities. If I was like looking at, I mean, the only one I kind of would think about going to get anything was like with John Barrowman. It's because I'm a, you know, for old school Doctor Who fan, and also I do like, I do like it starts with T. I always forget the name of it, man. Torchwood. I'm a fan of Torchwood. You know, the mature Doctor Who series, right? Because I had one for kids, and then they, you know, what Sarah Jane was for kids, and so you had like Torchwood would be for the older crowd, you know, late night, 11 o'clock at night, sort of thing. And it was a good story. Like it was really fun, you know, but I really wanted to see more of that. So this goes back to 2006. So, you know, and he's been an Arrow, so it was great to see him in Arrow, right? It was really cool to see him in Arrow come back and do that. But like, you know, Tortured was interesting, right? This is from the children of movie.
Stephen?
I'm recording this in case anyone ever finds it, so you can see. You can see how the world ended.
Every child has stopped. Every single child in the world.
They just stopped.
Every other child stopped at the same time, and not just in Britain.
There you go. So that's Doctor Who from all the way back from 2006, and we got to see him back. And so Carl got a photo with him, this Doctor, where just the other day or something. Was it the other day? Or
it was a little bit ago.
Yeah. So that was, you know, so it's great to like, you know, that kind of tie that back into him being the Doctor now, which kind of, you know, pretty interesting, to be honest. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the last, I think, who else is here? So I did put a post out about, hey, there's only Dean Rankin, and so everybody else from New Zealand better, you know, as a comic thing, right, should better show up and, you know, support our Kiwi guys, because that's all you're going to get as comic wise. However, he mentioned that there was somebody else, Joshua Sky, right? There's the other comic guy that's coming. He-Man and Masters of the Universe heavy metal illustrated Martel. So that's who he's worked on. He's originally from Maui, Hawaii. Currently a writer for He-Man and Masters of the Universe. What I said, Universe twice. Yeah. So do you know any of his work, or are you a He-Man fan?
I mean, I was a fan of the 80s cartoon back in the day. Outside of that, I really don't know. No. It sucks that you don't have a lot of comic guests.
It's been that way for a couple of years now. Like, it's like, that's the thing. Like, this all started because of comics, and now comics is just like a tag on, which is kind of a bummer, because I would love to see Frank Miller here.
Right.
I would like to see Mark Miller here. You know, and they had Tinian. I think they had Tinian one year. I would like to. Some years they have like really big, a lot of them, and then some years they don't have any. So maybe we might have some more at the October one later this year than we for this one. So I think, you know, it'd be great to, I think this allows a lot more local people to kind of fill in the gap for these international people that aren't coming. So you got an artist and you got a writer, or is he an artist as well? Yeah, is he artist currently? Writer. Yeah, so he's working for Marvel Entertainment as well. Oh, he's on Humanoids, so that's that European series. I mean, like heavy metal Europe. And also he's got like Love, Death and Robots, which basically ties into Robot Nation for us. Basically, if you like Love, Death and Robots, you will love Robot Nation. Our comic book we launched today. And let's see if anybody's actually gone. Do you reckon anybody's actually gone and backed something there?
What do you
in
mean?
the last half an hour on Robot Nation?
Oh, you never know, dude. I mean, you never know.
Let's refresh. I mean, it's the middle of the night. What time is it there, bro?
It's fucking almost 4 a.m. for me, bro. So for most people, it's
That's what I was
probably
like.
3 or 2 or 1 in the morning, right?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, nobody's done anything yet, but like, yeah, it's pretty late for you guys. But like, America would be about like what, 5 o'clock or something. How many hours are you behind? Like, was it Washington that's the closest, or is it Portland?
Well, both of those are on the other side of the country, dude. Those are fucking West Coast places. They're 4 hours fucking earlier than I am. So for them, it's fucking 10 to 12, maybe 10 to 11, something like that.
Did you go to bed early or something, like after your stream?
No, I'm just up.
Oh.
I just happened to be up when you were live, and I was like, "Oh, check in and see what's going on."
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I was just going to check the timetable for schedules for everybody. It's crazy because I had lined up my guys and I was like, oh, okay, now it's midnight there. Now it's 1 o'clock. Now it's 2 o'clock. Yeah. So now you also have something going on in crowdfunding, right? So you're over at, let me get my link because I forgot to add that as part of my, and you also have something over at Drive-Thru. Was it Drive-Thru that you got it on?
I mean, there's always books on drive-through now, just digitals. But yeah, I mean, we got stuff going on in Indiegogo, but it's pretty much going to be over in a couple of hours. Like,
oh, bummer. I was just going to put that up, but I haven't put that up.
Shit. You know what I mean?
You got 1 hour left. So, do you think, like, for you who has built a audience over at Kickstarter, is it better to stay with Kickstarter, or is it, do you think by going over to Indiegogo that maybe you're spreading yourself out and drawing your audience away and telling your audience to get over to Indiegogo, and maybe that's going to like make them go and see other stuff that's in Indiegogo as well? But if they stick with a Kickstarter and it's like the thing with the CG, right? Like Comicsgate, they're like, we're only, we're not with Kickstarter and we're only with Indiegogo. And so they don't try to get their like show links that'll go to Kickstarter. Do you think, is it negative or positive in that way, audience wise?
I mean, for me, Kickstarter is where it's at. That's got a built-in audience. I mean, if you run on Indiegogo, you pretty much got to be good in with Comicsgate, bro. I mean, that's because they're the ones that's going to drive the traffic there. And very few people are just sort of wandering into Indiegogo and finding the project. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've noted that. I've kind of noticed that myself. Bouncing around and seeing what everybody's doing when it comes to the indie comic scene. So yeah, you're pretty much on par with what I was thinking about that. Is that like if you have to be in with that? But I think I love the quality of work that's coming out. But like, and like the ones I backed, like if you, and by the way, guys, the links in the chat. I mean, it's only 1 hour and like midnight, so sorry for that. But what I want to show is like people that I've backed, right, on our thing. I really kind of like chase up. I mean, the people that I back, I really believe in their work. I don't gotta, I think this is what is going to be there, and this is what you should. Excuse me. I'm just trying to help them along, kind of thing. I don't feel that unless, I don't think that's kind of like a good way, because you got to believe in the project to be, to be able to be honest about that. That's like with your one. Like when I was reading Niobe, I was like, wow, this is really fun. This is really cool. And I'm like, yeah, this is, even though we know each other, right? But I'm like, also like, yeah, I do enjoy this book, right? And same thing with, I like the idea of, and it was just interesting to learn, like how he's colorblind and doing comics, man. I mean, it was so, it was interesting to, to learn that. And that's something that I like about learning about people a lot when it comes to the scene, because, you got Nick Capone's is out there. I back that, hoping to get like, get him to get the other digitals off him. So I'm caught up. And there's some amazing artwork out here. I do love his style. Is he just a colorist on this, or is he like the artist as well?
I think he's both.
See what I mean? I know the work, but I didn't know more about it, because I just thought like Purity looks like a cool, kick-ass character, and it works. So the other one's like, I'm waiting on this. This is from Aussie right now. It's in the mail. Mac, Aaron, and I've forgotten the other brother's name. The Mac brothers. Fully funded in an hour, but like, it's. I should be able to get it by the weekend or next week.
How much you asking for?
Pardon?
How much you asking for?
For
your goal?
Oh, how much these guys were asking for their goal? Their campaign was they were asking only for 4K. Their goal was 1.5. So it's around about 1,000 US was their goal. And I interviewed them, so I was like, this is like a biography, like it's a real life story kind of thing, which is kind of interesting. It was based on a crime thing over there. What's going on? Oh, yeah.
These are things we say. Everybody, everybody who's somebody. They all want me dead. They all want.
It was interesting in the sense like this is a true story, and a comic book kind of like these brothers writing a true story. Like, yeah, it was quite different. This is the first time, because the only time I read a biography in a comic form was Goldfish. Do you remember Goldfish? It's Bendis. It's a Bendis book. It's black and white, a graphic novel. It's about crime. It was like about the. Let me stop it here with these guys so we can like go back and watch them. Listen to it say stop. Bendis, yeah, it's over there somewhere, but like it was during Al Capone times, that sort of time, the 40s gangster thing, if I remember right. So this is Josh. That's it, Josh and Aaron Mack. Aaron's actually a musician as well. He's a lead guitarist.
And I'm Ben Sullivan.
And I'm Josh Mack, and we're the team of The Nation Comics,
the creators of Gods Among Men. Now, what is Gods Among Men? It is an unprecedented narco-noir.
It's a socially disruptive true crime.
And it's something that's never been done before across multiple mediums that are going to be interactive and will blow your mind.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that was that. I actually got a foil variant because I knew it was just going to be over here, across the ditch for us, and so I asked him for a specific one that was signed, and hopefully he remembered to sign it. But yeah, so there, I think when we look at our comics on here and stuff, it's just each time, like we're always trying to like get up and thing, but it's crazy how like you got all these big, huge, like you can't call them small press anymore. Like actually putting out big books and stuff. You got Coffin, of course, with Lady Death. It is Lady Death, right? Oh, it is. Yeah, all new Lady Gunfighter. Okay, so he's expanded his work. But it's interesting to see what is being put out, right? I mean, you've been here for 10 years. I haven't been on Kickstarter for 10 years. What have you noticed, like, when it comes to Kickstarter with, like, the comic scene?
I mean, in what regard? You know, that's a wide open sort of question. You know,
Do you think it's when it comes to the level of quality over quantity, do you think the quality is getting better and better each time? Because I know every one of us is like a first-time creator when we put out our first book, right? And then over time we get better at it.
Oh well, I mean, if you're not getting better, then you're doing sort of something wrong, you know. Like,
what have you, like, when you look at comics to back? What is the comics that you looked at back on Kickstarter? Is it friends?
Well, I mean, it's either friends or things that I think is going to make me money, you know, like fucking.
Right. So let's talk about the. I mean, let's talk about the thing about what makes you money. So, what books do you look for when it, for investment wise?
Books with hot covers or big artists.
Right. So if you had someone like, say, like, if any, suddenly, like, say, Jim Lee book came out and was like, okay, this cover is going to cost $1,000 or $500, you would go and spend that $500 on that, or would you go?
If it's Jim Lee, fuck yeah, done. Sign me up.
So
you wouldn't have to ask me twice.
Now, so I had to toss up between paying for artwork or backing the John Stinsman, Evangeline, right?
Right.
Omnibus, because that was like, oh shit, I really want that, but then I need to, sort out this. Otherwise, my work's going to be delayed, right? Getting Robot Nation out. So, did you back that, man?
Of course. Oh yeah. I got the omnibus and I got John's eventually #1 reprint where he's did the cover on it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, 100%. I jumped in on that.
Yeah. So I noticed that, like, you were the one who, like, was pushing for John to get a cover in there. Did that? I mean, like, were you behind it?
No, no, not at all. I mean, I've been pushing for John and Rob to work together for a while, but Rob Liefeld certainly doesn't listen to me.
Yeah.
No, he did that all on his own. He contacted John and asked John if he wanted to do it, and they made it happen.
That's awesome, man. Because it's really cool. It's like a full circle, right? You're returning to that. You look at, like,
and there might be more stuff with them coming up. I would just wait and see what happens.
The reason I was saying that was like, recently there's like Skid Row and Sebastian Bach thing, right, going on, and like, like, if you hear Skid Row, you think it's got to be Sebastian Bach singing, right? 80 and Life to Carry, but like, it looks like they'll never mash up again. They'll never join up again and do Skid Row again as a team. With the,
do you really want that anymore? I mean, fuck, what are they, like, ancient now?
Yeah, but yesterday I just saw Skid Row with some other chick as a vocalist.
Yeah,
and then Sebastian's got his own band as well.
Yeah,
and
I've actually seen them. They're pretty good. He came through years ago. He opened up, I think, for he was with Fozzy or something. Chris Jericho.
Right. Yeah, I was just going to say Chris Jericho. How was Fozzy, man? Because I've never kind of listened to them.
Yeah, he threw on a good show. I mean, it was half full of wrestling fans and half fucking metalheads. Like, it was a good time.
Now, talking about wrestling and metal,
sure.
I only recently learned, like, in the last 48 hours, Ronnie Radke is going out Saraya from AEW.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, like, she was actually kind of like in one of his videos, and like in the background of one of his, like, whatever Twitter live thing. And I was like, what is he? Yeah, I was like, that is Saraya. So it's interesting. Like, I actually picked recently, like because of that, like there was a video where it's talking about like the whole getting cancelled and being accused of domestic violence and of other stuff, and he basically sued the lady and had to go and do all the stuff because some dude on YouTube was accusing of her like throwing shade at it, and he said, "What? I mean, I can't defend myself, right? Because it's a lie, so why can't I defend myself?" And I was like, "You've got a fan of me now." So I instantly like, let's go check out this guy's music if he's going to be straight up. And I was like, I'm all the way now with Red Key, right?
Yeah.
And Falling in Reverse, because the only ever song I ever heard was Frankenstein or something. I love that song.
Feed my Frankenstein.
Is that Alice Cooper?
It is Alice Cooper.
Yeah. But yeah, so he did that song, and I was like, I didn't even know who did it. I heard it on something, on some stream, and I was like, I like the song, but then I didn't listen to anything else. But just recently, like hearing, because I like people who stick up for themselves. I think that's an important thing, like you have done, right? Time and time again, and especially like with this thing the other weekend. And I'm not trying to puff you up and all that shit.
No,
I just like that's the people that I get drawn to personally. People who stick up for themselves, people who stick up for others, because I feel like that I would like to be that person as well. And I would like to have people stick up for me, and I will be like to stick up for other people. So when I see that, I'm like, you got a fan in me, right?
Nah, it's all good, man.
Yeah. So what's your plan for this week? Like, I mean, I'm away, right?
Tomorrow I'm going to go to the gym. Then I'm going to come back and probably just do the usual daily show. I mean, right now, comics and YouTube kind of are my job. I mean, I'm pulling, like last night I did $20 super chat. That's not paying the bills, but at least it's better than nothing. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, fucking. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what comes up, but
yeah. I made a video like a little short clip. I mean, I was talking last week, and I made a clip of it. I used to wash dishes, bro.
Yeah.
Right. And sweep the floor in a kitchen. So I don't, I'm used to manual labor and stuff like that. And so I never look down on any little money that you can get, because I think anything is better than nothing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I enjoy the fact that, I think the grind is that you put in the effort, right? You put in the work, and that's what it's like. Like if you, I'd be a subscriber, like like member, right? I'd be a member of your channel once you sort it out, because I think if I'm getting entertained, if I'm getting knowledge, if I'm getting educated, if I'm hearing people on your channel that I haven't listened to before, that's my TV, right? That's basically my TV and my radio. So if why won't I be willing to do a membership to that? Because if I'm watching Netflix, I'm paying the membership, right? I'm a subscriber there. So I think the honesty in that is like, if you're willing to follow somebody and you find their 2 hours or whatever, 3 hours, or even half an hour or 10 minutes is entertaining, why would you not support that? Because you want to keep them coming back and doing it. And I think a lot of times people aren't honest about that, because they think, oh, if they're just doing their thing. It's like, no, it takes a bit of effort. It's your schedule. You're doing it hours, right? Like I said, like I used to wash dishes and stuff and sweep floors. So if any work you're doing, and YouTube is work, it's not hard work, but it is work, because you get up here and you got to go do your research and find out what you're going to talk about. I did enjoy your feedback about looking at, what was it? It was like I'm trying to figure out the knowledge about the Arrow July thing that you're doing, like with the CG and stuff, and how I had to go. But then I went away and looked at it myself. Do you think that's healthy for the indie scene, or do you think it's not healthy?
I think it's ridiculous, bro. It's one of those crazy things that we're in 2024, and you never know what nutbag you might run into at some point. You know what I mean? And what they're capable of doing, or how you affected them, or what screw loose they might have, you know, like.
Well, you know how like across America and elsewhere, where people are randomly punching people, well, that's happening here now. That's caught on in New Zealand now. Everything that happens in the, like America, Canada, elsewhere in the bigger countries, we're very small, right? We only got about 5.5 million people or something. So we're a tiny little nation. But whatever happens elsewhere always flows down to us. And eventually 6 months, a year down the road, it will happen here. So if you see people, like random people, there was a lady stabbing little children on the street out someplace. And like, I'm like, those are the nutcases you don't want part of the scene at all. And you're right. I think, yeah. But the weird thing is to feed into that as well. I think, yeah, it's like two sides just of the coin, just, yeah, on each other. And I think for me, I'm like one of those people who just, get in the middle of stuff, and I sometimes too much. I have to be careful about that with myself. But I think that covers it tonight. Like, I got told not to go too long because we got to go to an event tomorrow.
Sure.
And otherwise, I won't be good because of my health. And today I did medical checkup and shit with my back and neck. So I thank you for joining me, man. I really appreciate it. I really do enjoy our time on your channel or my channel.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy your input into the indie scene. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much you do help. And I think they're too, I think, I don't want to speak for other people. But I do think that you do a lot, and I do appreciate it personally. I do. And I think a lot of other younger ones like ourselves, like new to the scene of crowdfunding, of indie comics, doesn't mean, and I don't mean like younger in the sense of, age. I just mean younger in the sense of coming to this crowdfunding scene. I do appreciate it, and I think a lot of us do appreciate what you and your team do. And I know you're not the only one, but you've got other people that support you as well. And I think I really enjoy listening, and I get a lot out of it. And sometimes, even if I'm not like watching live, I do watch it later, and
yeah.
Like
and
I
that's
said,
the beautiful part of something like what we do, right? Is you can just sort of watch it later and take it all in,
Yeah, man. So thank you, folks. If you're watching this on the replay, I'm just going to put up Larry's channel, and then we'll be outro with a song. And that'll be us for today. And the other thing is, do go check out the comic. Let me know what you guys think. Give me some feedback, because at the end of the day, did I spell that right? I did. So do check out Nobi Comics here on YouTube, but also you can check out Facebook and Twitter.
That's it, brothers.
All right. Thank you,
and
everyone.
of course, we'll have Aru over on our side of the pond here soon enough, and because he's got 29 days, man. There's lots of time to talk about Robot Nation.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, I'm just hoping that I think because of everything that you guys have shared, I've become a bit more wiser about this than I was the first round last year, right? And that's why I said that's why I appreciate what I've learned in the last, let's say, 12 months. It seems like less, but it has been like since August last year, so 10 months. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining me, and thank you, Larry.